Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I...
Hey everybody, welcome back to Mission Carnivore. My name is Andy, and Hope's on the other side over there getting some food prepped for today's video, which is we're making Krack burgers. We made these back in April 4th, exactly. So today's April 6th. April 4th of last year, we were in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, living in the RV, and Hope made them there. She made a short. I know we have it on TikTok, but I can't remember if we have it on YouTube. If we have it on YouTube, I'm gonna put it up here, but it's just a video short of what we made. And they were delicious. And that video has almost 700,000 views on TikTok, which is crazy. So that's what we're gonna make today. And we're already kind of prepping stuff because this stuff we've already, you guys can see in some of the videos, we've making the chaffles, but I'm gonna show you guys how we are gonna make the burgers with the ingredients and all that other stuff. So let's make these now. How fitting that we have our Adventures of Hope and Andy RV cup there, because that's where we made this the last time. So look at this chunk of meat here. What is this?
It's about 10 pounds, almost 10 pounds. It's from BJ's.
My goodness, that's crazy. So we're not making all of this. We're just gonna cut about a pound out of it?
Yeah.
Cut a pound out of it, put it right in here. So this is, of course, the ingredients, along with, we've got some sour cream, of course, some shredded cheese. We've already made some bacon, and that's real bacon, that's not turkey bacon.
Yep.
And some ranch dips mix.
Ranch seasoning.
Yep, so we're gonna have that, and we're gonna mix it all up right here and make our Krack burgers, and then we're gonna cook it in the air fryer, so hang on. Hey, quick update before I start making the burgers. So didn't track this week, or not this week, this weekend. Didn't track this weekend. I'm gonna start back up tomorrow and kind of get things going again. Had our kids here again, so it does suck. And here's the thing about it. It's not necessarily that it's super difficult, but there's sometimes where you may have something that's not in there, and you gotta enter all that information, and you gotta make it yourself. So that's been the issue. So like we made our world famous pizzas for our kids that actually requested them. How cool is that? When your kids say, "Hey, I'm on my way. Is there a way that you guys can make those pizzas for us?" Of course, we'll have them for you, and they love them. But to enter all of those ingredients into there, that's the thing for me. It may not be for you, but it is for me. So tracking does kind of suck, but I really got to stay on it. And as you guys, if you don't know, if you didn't watch it on the last Mission Keto video that Hope made, we're going to be grandparents.
Woo!
So thought I'd make an announcement on here. I let her make it over there. I was there too, of course. Because that channel's been around a lot longer, so I said, hey, do it on there. But yeah, we're gonna be grandparents. We're so excited. The baby is due sometime in April. I wish it was April. We're in April right now, October. So we can't wait. We're so excited about it. Yes. And so this is our first grandchild, and hopefully more coming along. But hey, I'm excited about her coming along. So can't wait for that to happen. So I got to get myself into shape, because I want to be around for her for a really, 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 really long time. So that's my goal now. She's going to be my motivation to really get to where I want to be. So I'm super excited about that. And just a quick story on that. When this year is 30 years that my dad passed away. And he passed away June of 1995. It was like 3 days after Father's Day. It sucked, of course. But before my dad, when we found out he had cancer, it happened so quickly. My dad was a heavy, heavy, heavy smoker. And that's why I really hate smoking. I hate it more probably than anything. My dad was a heavy smoker. And when my siblings had kids, and then I'm the youngest. So when it was time, when Hope was pregnant, I told my dad, I said, "Dad, Hope is pregnant." This is in 1994. I said, Dad, Hope is pregnant and you got to stop smoking. That was it. I basically just told him straight out. I said, Dad, you got to stop smoking. This is your chance now. You got to make this happen. And my dad quit. And I remember my dad was 63 at the time. And my dad quit cold turkey that day. And he never smoked again. And then Jessica was born December of 94. And of course, my dad saw her and it was wonderful. And I was so excited. And then sometime in a couple of months after that is when we found out the diagnosis when he wasn't feeling well, that he had lung cancer. And then he died, in June of that same year. So Jessica was only 6 months old or so when he passed away. So, didn't get to really spend anything with her much, of course, and because she's 30 now. And then, of course, he never got to see Jordan, which sucks. But that's going to be my motivation. I've got to get myself, I feel good, right? But I'm not where I want to be. So that's where I want to do. I want to get there. And that way I'm here for her when she's growing up. So I'm so excited. I really am. Our first grandbaby.
I know. I'm proud of you. That's a really good way of putting it. And that's what I've been thinking about lately, too. I'll be talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I think I mentioned it before. I'm going to be going back. My family, I grew up in West Palm Beach. And Hope and I were about 3 hours or so from there. And, my mom is still there. My brother is there now. So I'm going to be heading back just before June. Because actually, I'm going to be heading back. I haven't decided when I'm going to go just yet. Because my mom's 79th birthday is coming up in May. So, which is awesome, that my mom is still here and she's a little fireball. So, but yeah, my mom is still here. And so we're going to try to figure something out because it kind of lines up for it's her birthday. And then like Mother's Day is that weekend, I think, right? I think that's how it always lines up. It's like my mom's birthday is May 3rd and then Mother's Day is like right after that. So I try to knock them out there at the same time. And then, I'm going to try to, I'm not being mean. I'm just being
That's
silly.
logical.
And then, I love you, Mom. I know my mom watches this, so I love you, Mom. I'll see you soon. And then, my brother and I want to go down there and clean up the gravesite for where my dad is, kind of clean up the headstone and, make it look nice. And yeah, so that's the goal. And I might film that. I don't know. That's going to be kind of emotional for me. It's going to be 30 years, but, and then my brother's going to be there with me. So we actually haven't been there together since 30 years. This will be the first time we've been there together. So yeah, so that's what's coming up, but sorry to bring that, down a little bit there, but, just was kind of like in my heart and in my mind. And also I'm going to be helping out a young man by the name of Chance. So if you guys don't remember, I've talked about this a little bit before, not necessarily on this channel, but I've talked about it on Mission Keto. I used to be a college coach. And so I coached men's and women's college soccer for 5 years. I was a head coach and assistant coach. And I also worked in admissions. I worked as a counselor. I worked as a designated school official for international students. And I also, there at the end, I was the director of admissions. So I loved that job. It was so much fun. But for years, I started probably, I think it was 2012, where I started helping kids with the college recruitment process. So mostly athletes, right? And I got interested in that because we saw that my youngest was going to play. She wanted to play in college, and we didn't understand that process. None of us went to college, and we wanted her to do it because that's what she wanted. So I started learning that process of how to become a college student athlete. And in that time, I started helping other kids. So I've helped hundreds of kids get into the college side of things in sports, mainly sports. There's been a couple kids that maybe didn't go into sports, but for the most part of it, it was all sports. So there's a young man, which is Cindy DeManch's grandson. His name is Chance, that he's a sophomore in high school, and he's got a really good future ahead of him, okay? Because he looks like he's going to be a force to be reckoned with in baseball. So I'm going to be helping him with the recruitment process. I'm really excited about that. And of course, kind of educating him and his family on what it's going to take to do this. There's a lot involved. So we're going to get him ready. He's got the rest of his sophomore year, junior year, and then senior year. So usually my goal is to have them ready by the end of their junior year. So that way, they've already got all their, their testing done, their eligibility is done, their game film is done, all of that stuff is done. And all we're doing is basically just contacting coaches, or hopefully coaches are contacting us and getting him the best opportunity that's going to be for him and his family to play sports. So you'll be looking a little bit at that. I'm not going to show too much about it, but I do want to, put that out there that if anybody has a child or a grandchild that is looking to maybe play sports in college, let me know. I'd love to talk to you about it. All right, so let's get to the burgers.
Hi. Say hi.
What?
He has been chilling all day today, and now he's all anxious because we got food.
I'm washing my hands.
Yeah, Andy's cleaning up because he's about to mix the burgers. But Ralphie wanted to say hi.
All right, so we've got a pound of ground beef in there. Mm-hmm. We're going to put some cooked bacon.
Yep. We'll have the recipe down below as well. It is so super simple and easy. And look, most of the stuff you probably have already in your pantry or fridge.
Ready to make.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. All right, can't let cheese.
No.
You got to let all the cheese out. And then is this the whole packet, right?
Yep, the whole packet. It is 2 tablespoons, but I think I measured it out last time and it was the whole packet. If not, it's just going to give it a lot of flavor.
Get that off there. There we go.
And if you remember, we made Krack chicken recently.
Yeah.
On this channel, and when we saw this, we were like, burgers? And then 3 tablespoons of sour cream.
Alrighty. 1.
Yep. Oh.
I think it was a little more than
generous.
Yeah, those are generous
Tablespoons, but that's okay.
So now we're gonna mix. No gloves.
Yep, he just washed his hands.
Yes, of course.
Impeccably clean. There was a Food Network chef that I used to watch years. I mean, this is way before Rachel Ray. It was Sarah Moulton. Let me know down below if you remember that. But I remember as she was cooking, she would be like, I'm doing this with impeccably clean hands. So It just makes me think that people were giving her grief at one point that she had to specify that. You just mix it in really good, and then we're going to make it into 4 burger patties. Stick it in the air fryer. Look how easy this is.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Yep.
If I can do this, trust me.
And it was so delicious. I remember
Yeah, and I made them on the we had the Blackstone.
Yeah.
I gave that to my son-in-law when after the fire. I gave it to them, and so they've been using it up there where they live. And so we don't have a grill here, so now we're just using the air fryer.
Yep.
But how does it look?
I think it looks good. As long as the seasoning, I'm more concerned that the seasoning gets mixed through, but it looks like you did a good job. So
All right, now it's time for the burgers, right?
just like 4 patties. Yeah, they're going to be good sized patties. Andy's going to have his on some chaffles. And our chaffles are simple. I already made them, but it's just an egg with a little bit of cheese. Put a little bit of cheese down first on your chaffle maker to make it crispy. And 1 egg and the cheese should make 2. So it's pretty simple and easy. But if you want us to make a video on how we make the chaffles, let us know. But at this point, I feel like everybody's made them.
Yeah, most of y'all know.
Yeah. But there's always people that are just starting this journey. So, we're happy to oblige, I guess.
And interesting, when I recently did the strict carnivore
Oh, yes.
for 30 days. And now I've kind of brought a little bit of dairy back in. Of course, clearly you can see with the cheddar and stuff. I've been getting some congestion.
Yes.
And a little bit of headaches in the morning. Throughout the day, I'm usually pretty good. But in the morning afterwards, like after the day of the pizza, so that would be, when was it, Saturday that we had them?
Yeah.
So this morning.
No, Friday. It was Friday.
Yeah, Friday
night.
night, yeah.
Saturday morning you had.
So Saturday morning I had congestion. So I didn't have as much dairy yesterday, and I was fine this morning.
So we anticipate maybe a little
Yeah.
bit of congestion tomorrow morning, but who knows? But I found that interesting that, after bringing it slowly back in, that is something that does affect him.
Yep.
Oh man.
It sure does.
But he has been cutting it way down. This is probably, he hasn't had, any dairy since Friday, I think, so.
Let's do this.
But we're doing this for you guys.
That's right. I'm sacrificing my sinuses for you guys. I might be able to make 5 out of this.
Okay. I feel like it was 4 last time, but maybe, I don't know. You can make a nice small one for me and overcook it heavily.
That last one, it can be, well, this one's kind of.
Yeah, when we made them on the Blackstone, they got this nice crusty.
Oh, they were so good.
Oh, it was.
And like
good.
I said, if we moved it to YouTube, I'll link it so you guys can see it. Because those burgers looked and tasted wonderfully.
Yes.
That one didn't look as good.
That's okay.
Last one. So, we have any birthdays coming up for April? Let us know in the comments section. And Hope and I's 31st wedding anniversary is coming up April 22nd. Earth Day.
Yes.
It's on Earth Day.
Yes.
And what's crazy, one of my best friends, that's his birthday.
Yep.
And this little, he's not little anymore, he's a grown man now, but this little boy that the girls grew up with, that lived next door to us, which they still talk to him, his birthday was also
Yep.
April 22nd. All right. There
right.
you have it. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Ew.
Time to clean my hands again.
All right, let's get the air fryer ready.
All right, so there's the burgers, and we're gonna put them in the air fryer. And I wanted to mention, this air fryer has been so easy to clean, right?
Yes, it is the easiest one. It's not my favorite air fryer, but it is the easiest one to clean that I've ever had.
Let this come up. I can't
You
grab it with
literally
one hand.
just soak. You want me to do it?
Yeah, grab it, because I can't grab one.
If you just soak it for a few minutes, in just a few minutes, it like wipes off. No matter how much, and you know, we're cooking steaks, we're cooking everything in there, and it gets a lot of grease and stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So we're gonna put these in here. Oh, Hope just told me, and I knew that. I did know this, of course, because I've actually known him a really, really long time. It is my father-in-law's birthday.
You knew him before me.
I knew him before Hope, yeah. I knew him before Hope. So his birthday is April 28th. All right, there we go. We're gonna put him in there. Let's cook him up. Let's turn this thing on. Go. Oh, it's not gonna turn on until I put this thing on. All right, I need your help.
Okay.
You wanna put it? There you go. There we go.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Put that sucker in there. All right, we're good. So we're gonna grill it. We don't need 400.
That seems high.
Yeah. So let's do 380, and we'll do 15 minutes, and let's see.
We'll check
how
it
they do.
halfway.
All right. All right, here's my burgers. How good do those look? They look super juicy, which is awesome. And then I've got some, I'll show you guys what it is. So I've got some mayonnaise there, and then some, what is it, no sugar? Sugar-free ketchup and some mustard, but I'll show you what it is. So just a Publix regular one, and then a Primal Kitchen organic ketchup unsweetened, and then of course the Chosen Classic mayo, which avocado.
Chosen Foods, yeah.
Right, which is pretty cool. And then I'm gonna have, we're running out of these. Right?
These are the last two.
Oh my gosh, there's only 2 left. These are amazing. So, but we've got a ton of the packets, so we're good. So, all right, it's time to test the burger. All right, it is time. Oh,
The rest of the burgers are done.
the rest of the burgers are done. Hope likes hers hockey puck.
Yes.
Not well done. Hockey puck.
I will literally go to the restaurants and say, well done till it's crispy.
Yes. So mine medium. I like mine medium, but I cooked these just a little longer because of the ones that are still in it. But I was like,
Yeah.
nah, I gotta take these out. So check that out. Looks delicious.
It does look good.
And I know the condiments. Settle down.
Oh, it's juicy. Holy cow.
Oh my goodness. Flavors are unbelievable.
Yeah, I remember
It literally just, when you're not having this stuff all the time, I know, let me know in the comments, when you guys go through like full carnivore for a while, and then you have something like this, does your taste buds just kind of like light up? Because I can't even remember the last time I've had this, the ketchup and the mustard. It's crazy. It is so good though. 10 out of 10, must have.
Yes.
We're gonna have how to make this down below, but it's pretty simple, guys. You know, so the chaffles, easy. Most of you guys already know how to make all that. You guys saw what the ingredients were for the burger itself. Put the condiments that you like. Enjoy. What do you think?
I think it's delicious.
It looks fantastic.
I'm going to be adding tomato and onion to mine, and I'm doing a bunless one.
Yeah, Hope's doing.
Because I'm keto. I'm not carnivore, so. But yeah, I can't wait.
So super good, guys. So let me know if you make it. Comment down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to please like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate you all so much. Take care. We'll see you soon.
He wasn't kidding. I like it crispy.